Hello, and welcome to Gus McDowell's Strategy and Tactics, and thank you to our subscribers. In this series, we use the missions in the game Firefight to illustrate one or more aspects of World War II infantry tactics at the company level and below. In this campaign, we are playing through the Battle of France as the French, with 8 battles over the course of May and June 1940. Everyone knows about the historical outcome, a French operational and strategic defeat at the hands of the Germans. But I want to see if the French, using historical weapons, tactics, and doctrine, can defeat the Germans at the tactical level. In this episode, Now or Never at Bléneau Railway Station, with the French army rapidly collapsing, lead your units in a last-ditched attempt to turn the tide of the war. Cutting the railway lines at Bléneau will prevent the enemy from being able to transport vital reserves to our most threatened front. Capture and hold the railway station and fight off any counterattacks. Each episode we conduct basic mission analysis, develop and analyse possible courses of action, then decide and execute the plan in real time, followed by lessons learned. Please remember to like the video and subscribe for more great strategy and tactics content. And if you want to buy me a coffee, the links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Paris has been declared an open city and the government has fled to Bordeaux. We must clear the railway station so that Parisian refugees can make their way south to safety. This is a map of the battle space, overlain with terrain features in red. If you're interested, these maps are available in the game folder. To the north, a railway line running east-west stops at the small station of Bléneau. The town extends south of the railway station, nestled in amongst hills and high ground to the south. East of the town is a bare ridge overlooking the railway station. The main road runs south from the station and curves around to the east, intersecting with long straight roads heading west, southwest and south. The bare ridge to the east offers excellent observation over the area. The long roads also provide good observation of any units moving along or across them. However, the rows of houses and hedges in the town and trees in the surrounding woods all restrict observation. The high ground to the south offers a concealed forming up point for French forces. The woods and houses offer concealed approaches into the town. The houses provide concealed defensive positions for the Germans. The roads are the major obstacle, in particular the north-south road from the town, the east-west road into the centre of the town, and the road to the southwest. These provide natural fire lanes for guns and machine guns to shoot down. Key terrain is the high ground to the south, the east-west road, and of course the railway station itself. Bare Ridge is decisive terrain. Whoever controls Bare Ridge controls access to the railway station. 3 avenues of approach are marked: through the town from the southwest, up the main north-south road, and off to the east behind Bare Ridge. The terrain forms a natural line of resistance running east-west along the road and at the base of Bare Ridge. All along this line, the French will have to cross open ground to advance north. While the Germans might have sentries forward, I assess they are likely to have their main force in defensive positions north of that line. Guns and machine guns are likely to be sighted looking down the long roads and on top of Bare Ridge covering the approaches from the south. The Germans will likely place a mortar at the railway station, firing at high angle from behind the buildings. I do not know the forces at my disposal until the mission starts. From previous battles, I will assume I have some infantry squads with machine guns, a mortar, and some armour. The first course of action is a steady advance from the southwest to clear the town up to the railway station. The French will move down from the high ground and advance to the east-west road as the intermediate objective. Using a combination of mortars, artillery HE and smoke, along with tanks in close support, they will suppress any resistance, then push across the road and storm the town and railway station. This plan is a good application of bataille conduite, a coordinated and methodical battle to drive the Germans from the area, allowing civilian use of the railway station. However, the Germans might still retain a foothold on Bare Ridge to the east, able to fire down into the railway station and any trains moving along the railway. The second course of action is for the French to use armour to seize Bare Ridge as an intermediate objective. From here, the armour can fire into the town and prevent the Germans from moving about. The armour will then move off the ridge and seize the railway station. The infantry will move up east of the ridge, taking advantage of its terrain shielding from the town, and reinforce the armour at the railway station. They will have got in behind the German defensive line. This plan is an example of a coup de main, swift, bold action to seize the primary objective in one move. However, while the French would seize the primary objective, it could still result in the Germans retaining the town, able to harass the railway station and prevent civilians from evacuating. Both plans have advantages and disadvantages that seem to mirror each other. Clear the town and railway station but leave Bear Ridge to the Germans, or seize Bear Ridge and the railway station and leave the town to the Germans. So, the third course of action is to combine the first two. The infantry will conduct a bataille conduite to clear the town, moving to the east-west road as the intermediate objective, then pushing towards the railway station as the primary objective. They will have first priority on any mortars or artillery. The tanks will conduct a coup de main, clearing Bear Ridge, then seizing the railway station. This will confuse and disorient the Germans just as the infantry attack from the south. They will not know where to concentrate and will be defeated in detail. This plan uses the advantages of each course of action to offset the disadvantages of the other. It combines two French tactical approaches, a bataille conduite with a coup de main. Let's see how it works. Article 6. Coup de main and reconnaissance. The success of a coup de main is based on surprise, which involves careful and secret preparation as well as rapid execution. Let's position our forces for battle. There is the primary objective, the Bléneau Railway Station, and the intermediate objectives, the east-west road for the infantry and Bear Ridge for the armour. Let's review our forces using the information panel on the bottom right of the screen. This shows soldier statistics and vehicle controls. Unit 1 is a Hotchkiss H39 with a 37mm SA-38 gun and rifle machine gun. It is commanded by Sergeant Dubois. Unit 2 is a Panhard AMD 178 with a 25mm SA-35 gun and rifle machine gun. It is commanded by Sous-Lieutenant Villard. Unit 3 is a Char B1 BIS with a 75mm SA-35 howitzer, 47mm SA-35 gun and rifle machine gun. It is commanded by Lieutenant Maury. He is in overall command of the operation. Unit 4 is an infantry section commanded by Sous-Lieutenant Diot. The section has an FM-24-29 light machine gun, Berthier Model 1916 carbines, MAZ-36 rifles, and F1 grenades. Unit 5 is an infantry section commanded by Sous-Lieutenant Coulon. Unit 6 is an infantry section commanded by Sergeant Lefranc. Unit 7 is an infantry section commanded by Sergeant Barreau. Unit 8 is an infantry section commanded by Sergeant Becker. Unit 9 is a medium mortar team armed with a Brandt Model 2731 81mm mortar with 60 rounds. The team is commanded by Soldat Godet. And so we begin. On the left flank, the infantry begin to advance on a broad front. Diot's section to the houses at the foot of the hill. Coulon's section just short of the houses. Lefranc in single file on the left-hand side of the road. And Becker moving through the woods to the houses overlooking the road. On the right flank, the Hotchkiss moves to control the intersection. It is alert to the presence of enemy guns on Bear Ridge opposite. It moves from position to position, hidden by the houses. And covers the right flank of the infantry advance. Becker's section moves up to the clump of houses overlooking the road. The remainder of the armour moves into position to conduct the coup de main. With Dio's men in position on the left, Coulon moves in single file to occupy the houses at the base of the hill. Lefranc is still moving forward. Time for the smoke mission around the railway station. This will generate distraction and confusion in the German rear while the French advance. So far, no sign of German guns on Bear Ridge. The Panhard breaks through the hedge to push forward and conduct reconnaissance. The Char B1 bis moves into position. The first adjusting round falls long. The Germans must now be wondering what the French are up to. French armour advances rapidly over open ground. With the remainder of the company in position, Barrow now moves up to the hill overlooking the east-west road. The Panhard has confirmed the lack of German presence behind Bear Ridge. The Char B1 moves into position short of the crest. Becker is in position without contact, and the Hotchkiss now moves to execute the coup de main. French armour is making the most of its mobility to achieve speed and surprise. The Panhard remains watchful. Dio on the left is satisfied there are no Germans in the houses opposite and moves forward. Barrow's men cross the open field. A French artillery shell whistles over their heads. The smoke round is on target, and the artillery move to smoke fire for effect. The armour synchronise their movement with the artillery. The Hotchkiss pushes up to the low ridge to look for Germans. The Panhard provides overwatch. French guns boom out. The Hotchkiss moves forward. The Panhard moves up to the low ridge. The Char B1 bis moves onto the top of Bold Ridge. The armour has achieved its intermediate objective. The Char repositions. Still no German contact. The Hotchkiss and Panhard keep pushing forward, maintaining momentum while the smoke mission lasts. The Hotchkiss now moves up to the railway crossing. They have less than a minute to achieve the coup de main before the smoke dissipates. Contact, anti-tank gun. Take the shot. Hit! The Hotchkiss destroys a 3.7cm Pak-36 with an HE shell. The Panhard advances. Back to the infantry, Coulon on the left moves up to the intermediate objective. Lefranc moves up in the centre. The other sections remain in position. The anti-tank gun was positioned perfectly to put fire down the main north-south road leading to the station. No targets for the Char B1 bis. Lefranc and Coulon move into position to secure the infantry intermediate objective. Dio provides a base of fire. Coulon now moves to get overwatch on the road. Barreau pushes up. With no targets in sight, the Sharby 1 on Bold Ridge positions to support the infantry right flank. The French have achieved the intermediate objective. Once the infantry are in position, mortars, artillery and tank fire will cover their advance into the buildings south of the railway station. Shots ring out. The mortar opens a fire mission.
Open fire!
The Shah opens fire on Germans in the building. Barreau withdraws. The tank's machine gun is firing along the front of the French position. This could be a problem.
Get down!
Contact! Anti-tank gun!
Get down!
Firing at Lefranc. The mortar immediately changes fire mission to target the gun.
Open fire!
More Germans in the buildings opposite.
Requesting artillery.
French artillery open a fire mission in the centre of the block. The rounds will fall over this area and suppress the German defenders. Lefranc is taking fire from the gun to his left and the infantry to his front. Dio's men fire at the gun position. Adjusting rounds fall amongst the German positions. The mortars destroy a nearby house, but not the gun. The mortars re-engage.
Open fire!
Lefranc's machine gun is suppressing the Germans in the block opposite. The block takes a direct hit from a French artillery shell. The French artillery move to fire for effect. An incoming German mortar round. It lands just in front of Lefranc's section. French guns boom out. More German mortar shells, a fire mission. French artillery plasters the German position opposite. French armour moves up to cut off the Germans from retreating to the train station. The remaining French shells slam in, but the German artillery has also found the range to Lefranc's men. Time to move. He can't push forward because of the gun to his left. He curtly orders his section to move left out of the target area. The Panhard moves up to the German position.
Get down!
Another German shell slams into Lefranc's old position. The French mortar re-engages the German gun.
Open fire!
The German mortar is also firing again. Lefranc orders his men even further west, across the street. Barrot's men also fall back behind a small rise. German guns boom out. Moment of truth for Lefranc. The German shells slam into the area Lefranc just vacated. Thankfully, no casualties. More German mortar shells incoming. They seem to be coming from the open paved area southwest of the railway station. I will deal with them later. Reinforcements have arrived. 2 more infantry sections. I will leave them where they are for now. This is a good time to pause the action for now and come back to the battle in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and donate, and stay tuned for the next episode.